So how does this whole reamping thing work when it comes to the Headrush? Well, stay tuned because in the next few minutes, I'm going to take you through it. Hey there, it's Scott the Pedal Guy. How you doing? We're all about pedal demos, pedal knowledge, and pedal sales. I love pedals, and so do you. In this video, I'm going to take you through how to use the Headrush Pedalboard as a reamping device. And what this does is it enables you to take tracks that have already been recorded in your digital audio workstation and put them through the effects, the amps, the cabinets, all the great stuff that the Headrush Pedalboard has to offer, and then record it onto another track. And this way it livens up those tracks and makes it sound truly unique. It's a very easy process, but it takes a little practice. So let's get at it. Let's take a quick minute and just review the USB audio settings. To access these, just go to the upper right corner with the three dots and you want to select Global Settings. And where we'll be concentrating is right here in the USB audio settings. Now obviously you need to be using the Headrush as your USB audio source inside of your DAW. So you want to make sure that's turned on, and I've also reviewed this on how to do it with Pro Tools, and it's pretty much the same across the board. You do want to make sure, of course, that if you're working on Windows, that you download and install the USB audio driver for Windows. And once that's done, you're good to go. Now you also have three different USB modes. You have Live, and what Live does is it creates two concurrent signals. One is going out through a USB to your DAW, and the other is going out through the traditional outputs on the back of the Headrush. In DAW mode, it's simply going out through USB only. And then in reamp mode, what happens with reamp mode is it accepts an audio signal via channel 3 on your DAW. And don't worry, I'll show you how that works. And then what it does is it goes through the settings or the processors of the Headrush, and then it's sent back out to either a mono or stereo track inside of your DAW. And once you do this, now you're reamping at this point, where you can get these really astonishing results by re-recording that part with all of the processors, the amps, the effects, the EQs, all the great stuff that the Headrush has to offer. And now I'm going to show you how to set it up in Reaper. All right, let's have a quick listen to the dry track by itself. So it's a pretty lifeless track. There's nothing to it. It's bone dry, and that's the magic of reamping. That's why I want to show this to you. So what we're going to do here is we're going to route the audio signal to channel 3, or output 3, which is the reamp channel. And to do that, you just go to the route button of the channel you're routing in Reaper. Now this will be essentially a bit different from DAW to DAW. You just want to make sure that you refer to this functionality inside of the manual of whatever DAW you're working with. But there are commonalities. What I'm showing you should be translatable to all of the other DAWs out there. So not to worry. Well, maybe with the exception of, say, GarageBand, but that's really, a very simplified DAW. So that's not really what it's meant to do. I'm talking about Logic, Pro Tools, Ableton, Cubase, things like that. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that the master send is turned off, because you don't want to send this audio signal to the master outputs, this dry signal. You want it to just go out to wherever you're going to send it to. And you also want to make sure that it's set to pre-fader. You don't want it to be set to post-fader or anything like that. You want it to be set to pre-fader so that you can send it before it hits the fader. That way you can turn the fader down on that track and you'll never have to worry about hearing it again. Now once that's done, what you now want to do is you want to send up a new audio track. It can be mono, it can be stereo. It doesn't really matter in this case because it's a mono output. And what we can do here is just simply arm the track for recording. And if all of our connections are correct and everything's done, if I hit play, I should hear something back from the Headrush. Doesn't that just sound amazingly better than what we had? I mean, that's the beauty of this, is that the reamping abilities of the Headrush are really easy to access. And if you want to record that, you just simply make sure, of course, you're not on a loop or anything like that. You just arm the track for recording, hit the record, we get a 2-measure count in, and then it will go. So you can see that the waveform is significantly different than the one that's on the original track. There, obviously, it's not dry, it's got plenty of processing. If we listen back to it. And if we want to go back and listen to what we had before and what we have now, this is what we would get, is something along these lines. Significantly better, right? And then, of course, if you're working with, I'll go ahead and erase this. Let's say you're going with, you're using, say, the tempo-based effects of the Headrush. Like I've got a filter here, turn that on, and now we'll get something that sounds quite a bit different. So if you're working in a tempo-based environment, that makes it even better. So let's go ahead and record that in. So 2-measure count in, and here we go. So that's a pretty decent looking waveform right there, plenty loud. If you want to make any more adjustments, just use the output and just change the rig volume if you want. But, you know, obviously do it within reason because you don't want to clip. Digital distortion is not such a great thing. But essentially, that's how you make all of this work. That's all there is to it when it comes to reamping. It's very simple to do, but it creates a very effective, creative way to use the Headrush in a way you weren't using before. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any further questions, use the comment section below. We'll see you soon. Well, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any further questions, be sure to visit us at thepedalguide.com. But in the meantime, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and also be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for weekly videos and tutorials. Thanks for stopping by here at thepedalguide.com, where I love pedals and so do you.